Hey channel members, it's me, Monkey Chicken here, and the topic of today's video is Star Wars Battlefront Tier 3, and with that, let's go and begin. Okay guys, we have a ton of Star Wars news, but first, before we get started, I just want to say the reason why I've kind of disappeared for Twitch and YouTube there for a little bit for the past few days is because my computer died on me, and like all my drives got wiped, so I lost everything. Really quickly, I had to go buy a new OS, and I had to download and install things, just a bunch of crazy stuff. But without further ado, let's jump into the Star Wars news. Okay, so first off guys, the blog post that we got for the community page, the community update weekly thing, we got information on the beta. It was mostly beta focused, so we got a bunch of news about the beta. First off, it's going to be open to everyone. There's no applications. There's no, oh, these people get it first or anything like that. It's open to everyone. Everyone gets it. It's going to be coming on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Origin. So, yes, everyone gets access to the beta. I can hopefully sync my hooks into my friends and get them to get the game with me because I'm really excited to play this. You guys better freaking get it. One of the game modes slash maps that they have announced is going to be on the beta is Hoth via Walker Assault and drop ship on, or drop zone on Solust. I'm sorry, these names, they're freaking crazy. That's one of the things. They also did announce that there is going to be that Tatooine kind of co-op solo thing that you're able to do. You are going to be able to do that friendly online or split screen offline co-op. They're both co-op, of course, because that's what the game mode is. It is a co-op thing. So that is another thing that they have announced. One of the things that they have confirmed is whether or not there's going to be AI in this game. And they said so far there's only AI on the fighter squadron thing, and it's going to be 10 on each side. So you got your normal amount of players, which I think is like 8 or something like that, and then you have like your 10 AI. I forget how many players are actually playing on the thing, but yeah, you get your AI in each team, 10 each, and then you get your normal players. So that's pretty cool. It'll make the battles be a lot cooler instead of just like these few people kind of like swimming around each other. You know, you get the AI kind of derping around, attacking and doing stuff, and I think it'll be pretty interesting. I like the fact that they added the AI. I wasn't sure whether or not it'd be a good idea when it actually comes to like the full multiplayer in the sense of like when you are playing domination and stuff, because it would feel too Titanfall. And in Titanfall, it's like really weird. It's awkward when you see the enemies because they're so stupid, so derpy. And you would kind of want them to be stupid slash derpy because if they were good, you get pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's one of those things. AI and like the kind of first person shooter thing is probably something that you shouldn't have. But yeah, I like the fact that it's in like the planes and stuff. This way it makes it feel more crowded. It makes it feel more epic, more space battle-y, although we're not fighting in space. I wish you were. One of the questions that people asked was whether or not there was going to be just primary weapons or else we're going to have secondaries. What he said is that you're going to have your primary blaster along with your hand of star cards. So if you guys remember what we were talking about before and what we're going to be getting in stuff, and they mentioned the star cards with the whole battle log and stuff, which is another one of those things, but let's go and move on to the next thing. They did confirm that the deluxe edition is only going to be for consoles. There's not going to be a version for PC, which is kind of unfortunate. I was hoping that they would kind of do something like that for PC, but I guess it's one of the prices that you pay for excellence, you know, for being the master race, is that you don't get the deluxe edition. I mean, it's a heavy price to pay, but you got to be the master race. Oh, it's freaking amazing. One of the things that they did mention is that the vehicles aren't going to be customized, or at least someone asked if they're going to be customized, and they said all the vehicles have already been outfitted and everything like that. This way they can stay true to the movie, to the film, to the canon. So everything's already outfitted. They didn't specifically say there's no customization, but they did say they already have all their abilities. So it's one of those things where like maybe they're like last minute woohoo abilities or something, but right now it seems as if there is no abilities. But that's it for what we got for the community post. There was 2 more following posts talking about one hero and one villain, and first hero we got to talk about is Luke, and I'm not just talking about Luke as a hero. I mean a hero as in the character, the playable heroes that we're able to play as in Battlefront. So yeah, let's go and talk about it. Some of the ways they described him here is that he has a wide sweeping heavy attack with his lightsaber, and he also has the ability to force push, which is pretty freaking awesome. I can only imagine that the lightsaber attack is just like a wide kind of like stance. This way, you know, if you run into a group of enemies, you'll be able to wreck them all. And of course you get the force push, although I now wonder whether or not if you kind of like jump into the air and there's one of the planes coming at you, obviously they're not planes, but I'm just calling them planes because I'm stupid, and then you just force push them and then like you knock it out of the air and it crashes. Oh, that'd be amazing. I'm just loving that. Imagine that cinematic shot of just like, and then Oh, that would be amazing. It would be amazing. I would love it. It would be the best thing in the world. They also mentioned that there is something called a Saber Rush that allows you to use the Force to prepare yourself. The only thing that I could even think about this is that move from the original Star Wars Battlefront Tier 2, when you burst forwards, that you're able to do this like lightsaber attack that as you're bursting through the air, you're able to swing it back and forth and kind of kill people as you go. So that's pretty legit. They also said that you are able to extend your time because you are just constantly dying, you are constantly losing health, and then as you take damage, you lose more health. So the more damage you take, the less time you have. But they said you are able to extend your time by killing enemies. So it does work just the same way as it did in the previous Battlefronts. And I was hoping about that because I really like that feature. You know, if you're just like on a massive streak and you can keep on going and shrekking, that's freaking awesome. I absolutely love it. They did say that your average time, or at least of an average player, will probably last about 2 minutes to 3 minutes, something like that. If you're pretty skilled, probably 5 minutes. They said it's very unlikely that once you get it, you'll be able to last for the rest of the match, you know, if you get it early on. It's really, really unlikely, but, you know, the gauntlet's thrown down. Let's see if you could do it. That'd be insane. Like, you would have to have no downtime, because I've tried this before. I've tried this before, like, in Battlefront 2, if it's somewhat the same way. Like, you eventually run into enemies to kill in an area, and then you gotta, like, run across the battlefront, and you're just like, where is everyone? There you are! Ah, then you're just about to kill them to extend your day, and then die. Oh, it's the saddest thing, but there's going to be some really cool videos if people actually get that done. If they get it early on and then live the rest of the game. Oh, that'd be awesome to do. That's something I'm going to go for. The next person that we get to talk about is not a hero, but a villain. And it is the one, the only, Darth Vader. That wasn't me trying to impersonate him, because obviously he doesn't sound like that, because he just does some really awesome stuff with his voice. That was me just trying to say his name epically. But let's get into the way they kind of described him. The first way they say that he does have a heavy lightsaber attack for search range use. So maybe he moves slowly, because in the previous games, that's how he was. He just kind of had like a really slow pace, whereas like Luke moved like pretty quickly. So it was just interesting that they mentioned on this, on Vader, that it was used for short use. They did say that we do get the iconic Force choke, which is absolutely amazing. And we are able to strangle and move our enemies. So if we're just like, hey, what you doing? And just like throw them or something, that's super awesome. That's really, really cool. I like that. They did say that we are able to use a lightsaber throw in order to hurt them. They did say they try to make a balance so this way that it is able to kill people and, you know, definitely get a group. So maybe like you could force choke someone, then move him into a group of other people, and then throw your lightsaber. This way it kind of changes together. It's interesting to whether or not it works like in other games, where if you bounced it to one and they were within like a certain radius, it would kind of bounce together and then eventually come back to you. That'd be interesting. One of the things that they did say is that Vader is very strong with the Force, and it'll be interesting to see how they chain his abilities together. So that makes me think that maybe he also have like lightning or something like that. Maybe Darth Vader, he's slower, but more powerful in the Force, so he has more Force abilities than Luke, whereas Luke is kind of new to the Force, but very agile, so maybe he's able to move quicker, but he kind of has, like, basic attacks, when, you know, like, maybe he just has Force push and the dash and stuff like that, you know, he doesn't have, like, lightsaber throw or anything else like that. Obviously, because he is a light person, he wouldn't use Force choke or lightning, because that's the way the Force works. So, it'll be pretty interesting to see how they stack and balance the heroes and whatnot. It'll be pretty freaking cool. Let's move on to one of the important things that I wanted to talk about here, and it's not something that's actually been confirmed or anything yet. It was more like a fan theory that I heard that I thought was really interesting, and I wanted to share with you guys, and it has to do with the star cards. The way they described it is, if you guys remember, when you're actually seeing the gameplay footage and stuff, there's been these 3 little cards in the bottom right down here, and people have been using them. If you watch some of the gameplay, people would occasionally use them, and it was like a timer or something like that. Me, originally, I thought maybe it was like some kind of cooldown, or especially originally, I thought it was some kind of kill streak, like you can call in different things. But what I've heard from this theory is that those are your star cards, and instead of you having a custom class, you essentially have different characters, only in the regards that one character would use like a heavy-duty blaster rifle, you know, essentially like an LMG, other would use some kind of rifle or sniper rifle or like an SMG version or something along those lines. And the things that make your characters unique is the star cards that you equipped. You know, oh, in this one, because I'm using the LMG, I want to have, you know, like a shield boost, I want to have a turret, I want to have this or that, and those are what the cards are for, and that's how you're going to use your different abilities, whether or not you'll have nades, jetpacks, or grenade launchers, shields, turrets, like we heard before. And we have that sniper drone or whatever it's called. I forget the exact name of it that we heard before, but it tags enemies and highlights them. So that was a pretty interesting theory that I heard about, and I wanted to share that with you guys because I kind of had a suspicion that would be, but I still had my mind kind of set that it would be some kind of kill streak version or something like that, just because I'm so used to COD. But it makes a lot more sense that those would be your custom class ability, you know, the way that you're able to customize your loadout. But yeah, guys, that's all the information that we got right now. Let me know what you guys think about all this information. For me, it's just making me more and more hyped to play this game. I can't wait to get my hands on it. And yeah, guys, I'm Monkey Chicken. That's all I really got. Peace.